Hi, it's Caitlin and I'm here today with some new nail polishes that are super pretty and super shifty from Kathleen Co. This collection is appropriately named Rainbow Unicorns. It's very adorable. It's giving My Little Pony and I just love everything I'm about to show you. If you're interested in picking these up, they'll be available on the Kathleen Co website on May 19th. There'll be a discount if you buy the entire collection. So in addition to the Rainbow Unicorns collection, there will be some Rainbow Mysteries available as well as a charity polish. And the charity polish is supporting Trevor Project with $5 from each bottle going to that foundation. I think that's everything you need to know. So let's just get into the nail polish.
Let's start with Buttercup. So this shade is described as a yellow with pink shimmer and scattered hollow. And all of the polishes in this collection do follow that similar concept of a shimmer and scattered hollow. And this one is just really beautiful. And as you can see, it is sheer on the first coat. And I will recommend building up this one and all the other ones in this collection in 3 coats if you want a more opaque look. And if you're looking for a little lighter, softer sheer finish, you can leave these in 2. The shimmer is kind of starting to peek out here, but you will see it much more when we get to the full hand video part of this swatch. But as you can see, after 3 coats, it's mostly opaque. If you look really, really closely, you might be able to see a tiny bit of my free edge, but it's not a big deal. And I will recommend a glossy top coat for this polish and all of the other polishes in this collection because it does dry down just a little bit dull, and the Holo will benefit from the glossy top coat. So here is the polish in 3 coats plus top coat, and I waited until I had a sunny day to swatch this collection so you could see how beautiful they are in the sun. And you can see that the red pink shimmer in this one is super strong. It's really visible, and the hollow in this one is just so delicate and pretty. It's really twinkly and it just comes together really nicely. Next up we have Queen Unicorn, and this one is described as a bright pink loaded with scattered hollow and a bright pink glowy shimmer. So this one is more sheer than the previous polish, but it will build up pretty well in 3 coats. And this one is really interesting because it has like a very unique shade of pink. It's almost a red, but it looks pink in certain lights, and that's probably because of the shimmer. And I do think that the polishes that I've been seeing lately in this collection and others where the shimmer is a similar color to the base just gives such a glowy effect to the nail polish, and that's definitely what you get with this one. It has that lit from within look to it. And as you can see, even on that second coat, it does cover pretty well. I could have left it, but in actuality, you could see more of my nail line than you can here when I'm swatching. So I thought that these polishes did warrant a 3rd coat. And as you can see, this one is actually pretty glossy after the polish dries down, but I still recommend the top coat to help bring out the hollow as much as possible. And as you can see here, this one is so pretty. It kind of reminds me of candy. It's just a really pretty shade of pink, and that shimmer in it is really nice. And you're definitely seeing a stronger rainbow effect in this one than the previous polish. And I just love that so much. I'm very happy that I had some sun to show this one off and all the ones off in this collection because you really get a really good sense of how pretty it is in the sun. Moving along, we have Lilisal, and this one is a peachy orange scattered hollow base with glowy orange shimmer. And once again, it starts out very sheer, but if you're a fan of sheer nail polishes, this one provides a beautiful, subtle wash of color with, of course, tons of hollow in just one coat. So again, it depends on your preference, but these polishes are very, very even and very nicely formulated, so they work really well no matter how many coats you decide to apply. This one is just really beautiful in my opinion. You can probably already see some of that shimmer peeking through. It's a very pretty peach. I would say it's a pinky peach. It says a peachy orange, but I would say it's definitely a pinky peachy orange shade of polish. And as you can see, this one is already visibly very holographic in 3 coats. And adding that top coat will only further enhance the holographic effect and make sure you're getting tons of rainbows on your nail. The one thing I love so much about the Kathleen Co formula is just how smooth her polishes are. They apply really, really nicely. It's just sort of a very luxurious feeling of applying these polishes. I can't quite describe it any other way. It's just really a really beautiful experience applying these polishes because they have such a nice formula. And as you can see here, this one has a really beautiful shift to it. You definitely get a yellow, an orange, green at certain angles. It's incredibly beautiful, and I don't have many colors like this in my collection, or any colors like this, and honestly, I don't see enough orange shades out there in the indie nail world, so I'm always happy to see one, and I think this one is perfection. Here we have Lyra, and this one is described as a light green scattered hollow with glowy green to blue shimmer. And this one is a really interesting color. It's slightly different than the other polishes I've shown so far. It almost has a more larger particle shimmer in it than the previous ones. And it's definitely a tealy turquoise leaning green shade. What you're seeing here is color accurate on my skin tone, and it's just a really interesting shade, and I don't have really any this color in my collection. And as you can see, it's pretty much opaque in 2 coats, but when I took my hands out from under the filming setup, I could just see a tiny bit of visible nail line, so I wanted to apply a third. And again, beautiful formula to work with. I really like the Kathleen Co brush. It's a short, flat, wide brush, and it just makes application an absolute breeze. This one is definitely dull when it dries down. I mean, I'm being super picky, but I would definitely recommend top coat, and you can hopefully already see the sort of complementary shimmer going on in this polish. It matches the base color sort of, and it's just giving a really beautiful glowy finish to the polish. And that hollow is super, super strong. You get a ton of little rainbows all on your nail. As I said, this is a really beautiful and sort of unique shade of green / turquoise, depending on how you catch it. It almost looks like an aqua blue in certain lighting, so this one looks great in direct light, in the shadows, whichever light you catch it in. It has a really beautiful glow to it. And here at more extreme angles, you can almost see a deeper blue or purple shift to it, which I think is really beautiful and unique and complements the color really, really well. Here we have Twilight Sparkle, and this one is just a very cute name. It's described as a lilac scattered hollow with glowy color shifting shimmer that shifts through purple, green, and aqua. So out of all the polishes that I've showed so far, and actually all of the polishes in the collection, this one has the most rainbowy shift in the shimmer compared to all the other polishes. So you're going to see that shortly. But in the meantime, you can probably see that this is going on really beautifully and easily. And the purple lover in me is just really happy to see a color like this in the collection because this is one of my favorite colors. I'm always happy to add a lilac-y holo to my collection, and I think the shimmer really makes this polish. So after 3 coats, it's totally opaque, and I'm using the Cuticula Limitless Top Coat for all of my swatches. I will include that down in the description. It is my favorite top coat, has been for quite some time, and it does a really good job. It doesn't dull the holo or anything like that. So as you can see, lots of rainbows. That lighter purple / pink shift is definitely visible. You kind of catch the green even in the shadows, which I think is really beautiful about this polish. And the formulation being on the sheer side really lets that shimmer stand out in a really delicate and beautiful way. So I think Mia's vision for this collection and what she intended was sort of that delicate, magical holo and shimmer effect, and I think she achieved that completely with these polishes. They're really just beautiful and ethereal and quite magical looking. And hopefully you can see what I mean about the rainbow of colors in that shimmer. You got the green there, gold, aqua, purple, everything is really coming through depending on where you catch your hand and the light. I couldn't stop with it, so I just had to show it off here where you really see all the colors at the same time. And last but not least from this pretty collection, we have Princess Luna. And this one is described as a light blue scattered holo with a heavy dose of glowy aqua to blue shimmer. So this one has one of my favorite types of shimmer in it. I just am a sucker for that aqua blue shimmer, and Bee's Knees has kind of done it the most, I think, in my collection, and I just need every polish that has this sort of blue aqua shimmer in it, and I was super happy to see one in this collection giving off that beautiful shift. And with the base color also being a light blue, it just makes it super glowy and absolutely gorgeous. Again, you definitely want to build this one up for sure. I think in 3 coats, some of them you could do 2, but I think this one looks best in 3. And again, definitely use top coat. Hopefully you can already see what I mean about that glowy lit from within look to this polish. It's honestly really beautiful. It's a really pretty shade of blue as well. I'm very picky when it comes to blues, but I do really like this shade of light blue. And it looks just super pretty here in the sun. The shimmer is really obvious on the nail, which I really like. And it almost has a bit of a ghostly effect to it because of that blue shimmer. I think anything with that blue shimmer looks a little bit ghostly because it glows really interestingly. And I just couldn't stop with showing this one off because it looks so good in every kind of lighting. Here it is under my swatching lights, and you can still see the holo and the glow even if you don't have any sun, and that shimmer is just popping off of the nail.
So it's kind of a tie for me between Queen Unicorn. I just think that that's a really pretty pink. It's not like the usual pink when I think of pink, but it was super shifty and delicate and pretty. And I also really liked Lilisal, which is kind of surprising because I've never really liked oranges or peaches, but lately there have been a lot coming out from all of these incredible indie brands and I've been liking them a lot. But I do also really like Twilight Sparkle because that one has the most rainbowy shimmer of all of them. There's like every color of the rainbow in that polish. Let me know in the comments if you have any personal favorites. Let me know if you're planning on picking up the entire collection. And I guess that's it for me. Have a great day wherever you are, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!